I feel like she's starting to grow on me. She's a little spunky, a little sassy, and I like that. I fear I'm gonna be eating this up. The secondhand embarrassment that I get from some of the conversations, any fantasy that I pick up, I'm eating it up. Hey everyone, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be reading new releases from this year so far. And I'm super excited to be filming this video because I'm so excited about all of the new releases that have been coming out. There have been so many books coming out this year that I'm just so excited for and have been anticipating. So I do have a little bit of a TBR, but I am planning on mostly just mood reading through this week. And so this TBR, I am going to share it with you, but it is not set 100% in stone. So I could read all of these. I could not read any of them and change my mind completely and just read whatever. But the only criteria is that it has to have come out between January and April, which is obviously when I'm filming this video at the moment. So it is currently, we're almost done with April. We're officially in the last full week of April. So there are a couple of books on this list that did come out in April, obviously, but there are some that came out before. But this is in no particular order of the books that I'm going to read in this video or anything like that. Like, this is just the way that I have them sat. So the first book that I'm hoping to get to this week is Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. And this is the fourth book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I feel like I'm probably gonna end up starting with this one because I have been waiting for this book to come out. I love this series so much. It's so fun. It's such a good like palate cleanser series. It's a cowboy romance. Their books are really short and like the writing's so easy to read, and so I'm super excited to be reading this book. So I feel like I probably will start with this one, but I am super excited to hopefully get to this one in this video. Next, I've got Bridesmaid by Chance by Megan Quinn. This is the third book in the Bridesmaid for Hire series by Megan Quinn, and I just love Megan Quinn as an author. Like, she's one of my favorite authors. Her books are so funny. Like, if you're looking for a rom-com and you ask me for a recommendation, I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna recommend you a Megan Quinn book because I just love her books so much, her humor and just like everything. Like, so I'm so excited to read this book. Plus, I love this cover. I think this cover is so cute. Like, all of the covers for the series have been absolutely stunning, and I love the colorways. Like, they're just so cute to me. So I'm super excited to read this one. This one is arranged marriage or fake marriage or something like that, but I'm super excited to get to this one. Next, I've got Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the second book in the, I'm not sure what the name of this duology is, but it is the second book in the Phantasma series, I guess. But this book recently just came out. I really loved Phantasma last year when I read it around spooky season, so I'm super excited to read this. I've heard that this is like a hide and seek type situation in Italy, so I'm super excited to hopefully read this one this week. And then we've got The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and obviously this book came out in like January, so it has been out for a little while at this point, but I am super excited to read this book. I've been hearing amazing things about this book. I am going to double check to make sure that this came out in January though, because I feel like it's possible that it could have come out in December, and if it did come out in December, then obviously this is no longer a contender for this video. So let me double check that really quickly because I should have done my homework before I started filming this video, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah, so I did just double check and this book did come out January 14th. So I can read this book in this video if I feel like it. So this book has been taking the internet by storm. I've been seeing so many people reading this book and loving this, so I'm super excited to get to this, and hopefully I'm going to enjoy it as well. And then the final book on the TBR that I haven't really been seeing anyone talking about is The Neverlist by Jade Presley. I saw a Instagram about this book, like an Instagram picture or video or something, reel something about this book like 6+ months ago, and pre-ordered it, forgot about it, it showed up, and it's honestly so stunning, this book. Like, it comes with this like absolutely beautiful cover, and then the sprayed edges also are so gorgeous, and it does have like this character art end papers that are so pretty, and then like the embossing on the hardcover as well. But this is a wide choose, and I don't know if this is fantasy or not. I feel like it is giving fantasy, but also, I don't know. I feel like it is a fantasy. I feel like this is a Why Shoes fantasy about a prince or something along the lines of that. I'm not sure, but I have been in the mood for this type of story, so I'm hoping that I'm going to like this book as well. So these are the 5 books that I have on my TBR for the time being. Like I said, this TBR is not set in stone. It could change depending on my mood throughout the week, but I am looking to start a new book right now. It is currently Sunday night, so I will have to like start going to work and things tomorrow, but I'm wanting to read something tonight before I go to bed and like start getting ready for my week and everything like that. So I am thinking that I am going to pick up Wild and Wrangle just because this one is so short and I do feel like I could probably get this one finished tonight. So this is where I'm starting and I'm super excited to dive into this. So this is going to be the first book that I read for this video, so let's go ahead and get on into it. Good morning, happy Monday. So the official start of this vlog, the official first day of this vlog, because obviously even though I started this vlog last night, I feel like my reading weeks don't start until Monday. As you guys know, like if you are a longtime viewer of my channel, you know that every time I start a weekly vlog, I'm like, today is Monday, which means that it's the start of a brand new reading week. And I feel like that is so true. And obviously this week I'm starting out with Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I was able to read 94 pages in this last night before going to bed, which put me at chapter 14. So I definitely see myself finishing this today. I do have an exam to take this evening. It's not due until Wednesday, but I want to just go ahead and take it and get it over with so I don't have to worry about it the rest of this week. But I do have an exam that I want to take this evening when I get home from work. But I am planning to finish this sometime today as well. I would like to take a Kindle book with me as well, just in case. So I'm thinking for my Kindle book, I'm going to be taking The Never List by Jade Presley. And again, literally, I don't know what this is about, but it's so beautiful. Like, it's literally so beautiful. So I will be taking this for my Kindle book today as well. So that is like my plan. These are the 2 books that I'm starting this video off with, and I might be able to finish this one. I did grab the audiobook from Everand, so I might be listening to this morning while I'm working, and then I do see myself finishing this more than likely. So yeah, I hate that this book isn't like on Kindle Unlimited or whatever, but I did pick up the physical version, so I don't know. I do wish that it was so I could read it on my Kindle while I'm like not at home. But I mean, I might take the physical book with me. Yeah, probably not though. But I figured I would just come give the update, let you guys know where I ended up reading to last night. And then obviously if I finish it, I will let you guys know. But yeah, that's my update for now. And I will talk to you guys again later. Hello. Okay, so I am now home and I wanted to give an update. So I did actually end up finishing Wild and Wrangled today, and I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna end up rating it 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed the story. I really loved following Camille and Dusty, and this is one of the books that I can say that I did not mind the past and present chapters. I actually really enjoyed the past chapters, which usually when I read like dual timeline books, there's usually one point of view that I prefer, and I don't really like the back and forth of it all, but I feel like I really liked the way that this was done. And so I ended up finishing this. I really enjoyed this, and so 4.25 stars to this. And so now that I'm done with that, I did go ahead and start the next book. I was able to grab the audiobook of it from my library, so I was listening to it while I was making dinner and like eating just now. And so that is The Never List by Jade Presley, and I made it to chapter 8, which is page 51. And yeah, I'm liking this book so far is so up my alley. I'm enjoying this so much right now. It is a fantasy novel, and it basically is like about these kings. They're married to these goddesses and they had these sons, and so they now have like 4 sons, and their like country, continent, whatever it is protected by these like goddesses. They have since decided to rest until their sons can find their like one true mate, and if they do not find their one true mate, then their protection of the continent goes away because they will essentially have died. And so once they find their mate, the goddesses can wake up essentially, or at least that's like what I'm gathering so far. But we're following Riley, and she is like not supposed to be there. I can't remember what they're calling her, but essentially she has magic that she's not supposed to have, and they have this thing called the Never List, and it is essentially people who have powers they're not supposed to, and they are put into like a lower caste, and if you are found out, then you will be sent to like prison, and or you'll get put on this thing called the Never List, where they will send you out on these missions that you're more than likely not going to come back from. And so Riley's parents have gone on one of these missions, and she no longer knows where they are. And she has a sister, and her sister went to one of these parties to try and find the prince's mate or whatever, and her sister never ended up coming back home. And so she goes to this party to try and find her sister and see what happened to her sister, if her sister ended up on the Never List or not. And so we're following Riley, and she actually ends up getting picked as a potential mate for the princess. So that's where I'm at right now, 50 pages in. I am really enjoying this so far. Like, some of the dialogue has been a little like weird, but kind of cringe, but overall, like, yeah, so far I'm eating this up, and I'm going to continue reading this tonight. I am going to probably go to the grocery store in a few minutes, probably, because there's a couple things I need to grab, and then it's me and the Never List for the rest of the night. I did have an exam that I need to take tonight, so I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and take that tonight, because it's not due until Wednesday, so I might just take it tomorrow. I don't know, but I do kind of want to go ahead and get it over with, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and figure out how I'm feeling once I get back, and then we'll see if I want to take the exam or not. But I definitely do have plans to read more of the Never List tonight, so I'll probably update you guys again a little bit later before I go to bed. But I did just want to give that update that I am really enjoying this so far, and I really enjoyed Wild and Wrangled, and that I finished it. So those are my updates for now. If I have any more updates before I go to bed, I will let you guys know. Hello, good morning. So I wanted to give an update on the Never List before I head out to go to work this morning. So last night I made it pretty far into this book. I made it around 40% or so into this book. So that is like, I feel like the biggest indicator of how much I'm liking this book. I'm like absolutely flying through it. So I made it to, like I said, chapter 18, which is page 150. Wait, no, I feel like I made it further than that. Okay, when I was reading the physical book, I made it to chapter 18, but I know that I read more than that last night. I feel like I made it to maybe like, okay, so I made it to chapter 20, which is page 176 in the physical version. And so far this morning, while I've been getting ready, getting my lunch together, doing all the things, I have been listening to the audiobook, where I've read another 50 or so pages, because I'm now on page 230, which is the start of chapter 26. And yeah, I'm absolutely eating this book up. Like, it is giving so many like of the classics combined, and I'm living for it. Like, it's giving She Worked in the Mines, it's giving The Selection, but like Why Choose version of The Selection. Yeah, I don't know. It's giving like, it's so good. Like, I don't know, like I'm having a really good time. Like, even though it has like a lot of elements of like a lot of other fantasy books, I feel like it's still very unique in its own way. Like, the aspect of the list, like I feel like I've never really read anything like that before. And like, I love the men in this book. Like, they're so just like, I don't know, like they're so sweet, but like they're so also like terrifying at the same time, and like that's so fun. Like, I'm really enjoying this, so I'm definitely going to be finishing this today. I have about 100 I have less than 200 pages left in this, so I'm definitely going to be finishing this sometime today. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm so happy that I decided to pick this up. I have been in such a fantasy mood lately that I feel like every fantasy that I've been picking up has just been hitting the right spot. And I feel like, again, this is like perfect book, perfect time, because you know, every once in a while you'll read a book and it'll be like, oh, I feel like I could have loved this, but it just wasn't the right time for me to read it. And like, that's not been happening with fantasy over the past like little bit. It's definitely been any fantasy that I pick up, I'm eating it up. Like, I have been absolutely obsessed with romantasy lately, and I'm loving it. I'm living. I am so happy to be in my romantasy era again. I feel like I haven't been in my fantasy era in so long. Like, I've really just been in my romance bag, and like that is so good, but I'm glad that we're like switching course. We're bringing it back to where we started with the fantasy. So I'm so happy to be there. And yeah, so once I finish the Never List, I haven't decided what I'm gonna pick up next. I have Bridesmaid by Chance downloaded on my Kindle as well, so that might be an option. And then I probably won't start the favorites until later in the week, but there is another book that's on the TBR that I was thinking about. I can't remember what it is right now. Oh, Enchantra. So that's an option as well. So either Enchantra or Bridesmaid by Chance is what I'm picking up next. So yeah, I thought I'd give that update really quickly. I'm gonna let Navy in from outside, and I'm gonna pack the car up and head out to work. So with that being said, I'll probably talk to you guys again a little bit later, more than likely with my final thoughts on the Never List. Hello. Okay, so I know I'm back in the same spot that I was in this morning before I left to go to work, but I wanted to let you guys know that I finished the Never List by Jade Presley, and I really enjoyed this book. I ended up deciding to rate this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. I feel like it was very like basic fantasy, romantasy type. It was giving like new adult vibes, which was fun. I feel like it was giving also to kind of like the Bonds That Tie series by Jay Bree. I feel like it was giving those kind of vibes as well, but I feel like I enjoyed this a little bit more than that series because this was a little bit faster moving and a little bit more fast paced than that series. And I'm not exactly sure how many books this is going to be, but we did end off on a cliffhanger, but not one that I'm too like anxious about. I know that like because there's going to be more books in the series, I know that the cliffhanger will get resolved. So I'm definitely interested to see how many books are going to be in the series, but it was definitely fun. I will say that this book wasn't as spicy as I would have thought, and I think that is probably because it is like traditionally published, which is like totally and completely fine. But I will say, if you are interested in the why choose genre but you've been a little nervous, I feel like this is a good place to start because it's not too terribly spicy. Like, it is definitely spicy still, but I feel like it's a little bit more manageable than some other ones that you might pick up. So I definitely would recommend this, and I'm happy that I picked it up. But now that I am officially finished with this book, I will be moving on to the next book that I'm planning on reading for this video. So I'm trying to decide what book I want to pick up. I have Bridesmaid by Chance, Enchantra, and The Favorites left on the TBR for this week, and I could possibly pull in some other books or change it up or anything like that, but I do not think I'm gonna get a lot of reading done this evening because, like I mentioned, I do have an exam that I need to take, as well as some editing that I need to do because I do have a video that I want to get up tomorrow that I have not even started editing at all. So I want to work on that tonight as well, so that way that's not as much that I have to do tomorrow. So I'm trying to decide if I want to pick up something. I think I might end up picking up Bridesmaid by Chance. I did grab the audiobook from Audible for $7.50 since the book is on Kindle Unlimited. So I might listen to that while I'm working on the rough cut of my video. And yeah, so I'm thinking that is like gonna be kind of the vibes. I am going to probably get some dinner here soon. I did cook last night, so I have some leftovers that I think I'm just going to heat up and call that an evening. So I'm going to go get my computer and things so I can start editing and doing all of that fun stuff, and I will update you guys again later. But I did want to obviously let you guys know that I did finish the Never List and I really enjoyed it. So that is my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so I've just now gotten a chance to sit down and do some reading. So I did start Bridesmaid by Chance. I went and got my nails done, and I started this while I was sitting in the chair. And so I am currently on chapter 5, which is page 65. So far, I'm really enjoying this. Okay, first of all, I just want to say I'm obsessed with this cover. I think it's absolutely so cute. I love the colors. Now, As far as the story, I do not remember who Sloane is. I remember Jude, but like not very well. I couldn't remember how she was. I couldn't remember how she fit in to the narrative of this story, but it's starting to kind of like jog my memory a little bit. But I don't know if Jude ever got his own book and his own story, but I will say that this does kind of remind me a little bit of a Not So Meet Cute, but maybe that's just because it's like marriage of convenience trope, which I mean, that one definitely was more like fake engagement versus marriage of convenience, but this is marriage of convenience and then like fake marriage. And yeah, I think probably because like both of those books, it's like fake engagement, fake marriage to impress like a business partner type situation. I feel like that's why it's feeling very familiar. But I will say so far while reading this, I have like giggled a little bit. I have had a few hee-hees and ha-has so far with me being only 5 chapters in, but I really like Sloane. I like her personality. I like how feisty she is. And I'm definitely interested to see the dynamic of the two of them getting together because they are both so obsessed with each other and they don't realize it just yet. So I'm definitely interested to see how that's going to play out because he is so obsessed with her and she is so obsessed with him, but they're trying to play it cool. And like, so far I'm eating it up. It's so fun so far. So I'm definitely interested to see like when they get to London, what's going to happen there and how things are going to progress in their relationship. So I am so happy that I decided to start this one, and I will probably be reading this some more tonight. It is currently 8:30, so I'll probably be up a little bit longer, maybe an hour, and doing some more reading of this. But I thought I would just pop in, give my update, let you guys know that I started this book, and so far I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna continue reading, and I will update you guys more than likely tomorrow. Literally this part, he's talking about talking to the lawyer about the marriage contract. I'm like, he's like, he says, my lawyer Frederick told me that I need to put in the agreement that we had to live together. The man didn't bat an eyelash about the entire thing. It was as if this wasn't his first time drawing up a marriage contract because he spoke from experience. So I'm thinking that that experience would have been Huxley and Lottie from A Not So Meet Cute. So I love that Megan Quinn puts in like Easter eggs in her books, and I just found one, and yeah, that had me like giggling. That had me giggling a little bit, but anyways. Okay, so I'm officially home from work now, and my goal for the evening is to finish Bridesmaid by Chance. So I am currently on page 261, which is the start of chapter 18. So I'm more than halfway through with it at this point. So I think I probably have a little over 200 pages, like 210-ish pages left in this book, and so I am wanting to finish this tonight. So far I'm enjoying this. This book is so funny, oh my goodness, and like literally some of the situations that Sloane puts them in are so like embarrassing. Like the secondhand embarrassment that I get from some of the conversations that Sloane like has because she gets nervous or whatever, like oh my, I would literally die if I was in those situations. And Sloane was saying some of those things, like, yeah, it's like, it's so embarrassing. And so I'm feeling for Hudson, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this. It's giving, they're obsessed with each other, but Hudson is so worried about the age gap that he's like, no, I can't type deal. And he's like trying all of his might to resist her, but it's fun. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to continue reading. Frankly, I might have to take me a nap. I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this, and I will update again a little bit later, and probably once I finish it, let you guys know my final thoughts in this book. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and definitely recommend this series if you're looking for a like fun time. Like, I just feel like if you're looking for a rom-com, yeah, grab you a Meg and Quinn, because they're literally so funny. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep reading this, and I will update you guys again a little bit later once I've finished Bridesmaid by Chance. Hello. Okay, so I just finished Bridesmaid by Chance by Megan Quinn, and I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna rate this book 3.75 stars. I will say I don't think this was my favorite out of the trilogy. I feel like that one probably goes to the second book, but I will say that I really enjoyed this. I feel like there's a lot about it that just didn't make it that 4-star. Like, I couldn't push it to that 4-star. I still had a really good time reading this book. I did find myself laughing out loud at points. I find myself like cringing at points, like with the characters and some of the situations that they were in. Like, it was honestly all around a really good, really fun time. I will say I don't think this is my favorite Megan Quinn book that I've ever read, but I did really enjoy it, and I will say that it was kind of reminiscent of a Not So Meet Cute, and I don't know if it was just because it was a marriage of convenience plot, so it just kind of reminded me of a Not So Meet Cute, but I don't know, it didn't like read the same, like it didn't feel the same, but I will say there were a few elements that I felt, you know, were kind of the same, obviously, but of course these are books by the same author, so like, of course. And then they're like, obviously her entire like backlist of books, which is like 50 miles long, they're all connected in some way regardless. Like, you'll find her like baseball boys mentioned, or like her California boys mentioned, or her Maine boys mentioned, or like couples, and like, so her universe is so interconnected. Even though everything is like standalones, they're still all so interconnected. So I don't know, but 3.75 stars to this. I really enjoyed this one. I will say this one is my favorite cover out of the series. It's not my favorite book out of the series, but it is my favorite cover out of the series. And so I will be keeping this book because I want this on my shelves, because I really liked this cover. And I mean, I really like the book too. So I definitely think that I would recommend this series if you're looking for a quick, fun, funny rom-com that you can't really take too seriously. Like, if you want to be rolling on the floor laughing at some of the like situations that these characters find themselves in, pick up this series. Like, if you're in need of a good laugh, I feel like this is the series for you. But now that I'm officially finished with Bridesmaid by Chance, I will be moving on to the next book that I'm going to be reading in this video, which I will be picking tomorrow, because I am in the mood right now to pick up the favorites, but I don't know if I'll be in the mood tomorrow to pick up the favorites. And it's currently 10 o'clock, and Navy and I are about to go to bed. He's actually sleeping on the sofa next to me, and he's like laid out on his side, so I know he's like ready to go to bed. And I'm also ready to go to bed, because earlier when I told you guys that I was thinking about taking a nap, yeah, I didn't do that. I did not take a nap. So I'm ready to go to bed. I did go to work this morning, and I do actually have a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So I do have to drop Navy off at the groomer before my doctor's appointment, and then I have to leave from the groomer to my doctor's appointment on the other side of town. And yeah, oh, I'm just thinking about how far I'm gonna have to drive tomorrow. I'm gonna have to do a lot of driving tomorrow. So I am probably gonna pick a book. I have the audiobook for both The Favorites and Enchantra, so we'll see which one I'm feeling, which one I'm more in the mood for. Right now it's The Favorites. In the morning might be Enchantra. I don't know, might be The Favorites still in the morning. I don't know, we'll see. But figured I'd give this update really quickly before going to bed. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow, let you guys know what book I ended up picking. Okay, so I last talked to you guys last night, but it's a little bit later in the day now. And I did actually end up starting Enchantra today, but I did not read as much of this as I would have liked today. So I took Navy to the groomer this morning and I went to the doctor, and then I ended up like coming home and I started doing like chores and stuff. And I know that I could have listened to the audiobook of this while I was working on that stuff, but when it comes to fantasy and fantasy romance, like I definitely prefer, if I am going to listen to the audiobook, that I am doing an immersive read. I just feel like it helps me understand the world a lot better, understand the characters, who's who a lot better. And granted, this is the second book in the series, so I know who Genevieve is based off of the glimpses of her that I got in Phantasma, which I really enjoyed Phantasma. It was honestly one of my favorite books of last year when I read it. So I feel like Kaylee Smith has a really easy writing style, one that you could listen to on audio and not really have to pay too hard attention to what's going on with like the surroundings, especially considering this is an urban fantasy. So I definitely feel like I could listen to this on audio, but I didn't. So that is why I'm only on chapter 4, which is page 28. So, and then when I started reading this earlier, I was so sleepy that I fell asleep. So I'm going to be reading this tonight. I think that I could probably finish this in one sitting. It is less than 450 pages, so I think it's doable. I'm gonna see if I can try and read this before I go to bed tonight. So that is my goal for the evening. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. And we'll see if that happens. We'll see if that's a thing. So, but don't hold me to it. I'm gonna try, but don't hold me to it. I definitely will finish this tomorrow, but figured I would try and see if I can crank this out tonight before I go to bed. So I am going to start reading this now. I will be getting up in a little bit to go get some dinner here a little bit later, but for now I am going to sit here and start this and read this now. Okay, so I wanted to give a check-in really quickly on Enchantra. So I am now on page 189, which is the start of chapter 20. And so far I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun reading this. I will say that I'm not enjoying this as much as I enjoyed Phantasma, but we did just get to the first round of the games. And this first round is like a hide and seek type situation. I'm not sure if they are all going to be similar to hide and seek, but this first one was called like 4 rooms or something along those lines. And so there essentially is one hunter and then everybody else goes and they have to hide from that one person. And so we're following Genevieve and Rowan as they are playing these games. There was a little plot twist at the beginning that I low-key really liked. I don't read the backs of books because I feel like they tend to spoil things, and I like to go on books really blind. And so it doesn't say. So it happens within like the first 50 pages. So I don't really think it's a spoiler, but it doesn't tell you on the back what happens. So when I read that, I definitely was shocked. So I'm not going to say what it is just in case case there's anybody else out there that wants to read this book based on the premise and or because they liked Phantasma, but you don't want to know too much about it. But it definitely had me like, oh, okay. And I feel like that's getting me into this a little bit more. I'm definitely interested to see when the romance is going to kind of come into play. You can definitely tell that they're attracted to each other, but it's still very much a like butting heads type relationship. So I'm definitely interested to see how that will come into play. And I've definitely noticed a lot of the little Easter eggs that are on the cover. So that's been very interesting. I really like this cover. I like the purple, and yeah, so now that I know like the meaning behind like most of the things on the cover, I really like this cover even more now. And yeah, I don't know, I'm having a really good time. I'm going to try and finish this tonight, like I mentioned. So I'm gonna get back to reading, and I'm probably gonna go move to the couch because I was just sitting here for a minute while I had some dinner, but I'm done eating and all of that now. So I'm ready to just kind of relax and read the rest of this. So yeah, it's currently 8:28, so it's almost 8:30. So I'm thinking I could probably have this read by like 11 if it's 8:30 right now. Yeah, that's like 2.5 hours. I think I could probably finish it by 11. So that's gonna be the goal, is to see if I can finish this by 11 tonight, and hopefully I do. So if not, that's okay. I'll just finish it tomorrow, but I'm really enjoying this. Not as much as Phantasma, but I'm still really enjoying this. I do feel like Genevieve was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit there at the beginning, but I feel like she's starting to grow on me. She's a little spunky, a little sassy, and I like that. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna keep reading, and I will probably update you guys. I might update you again before I finish, but it'll probably be once I finish, since I'm almost to that halfway mark now. So that's my update, and I will talk to you guys again probably once I finish Enchantra. Hello. Okay, so it is now 10:49 and I just finished Phantasma. So I am a little bit torn between my rating. I'm torn between a 3.75 and a 4-star, but I think I'm leaning more towards a 3.75. So I think I'm going to rate this 3.75 stars. So I enjoyed this. This book was fun. I really liked the premise of the like hide and seek kind of aspect. I thought that was really fun. And I will say, I felt like the relationship wasn't my favorite. Like, I liked Genevieve and Rowan together, but I feel like there wasn't, I'm trying to think of a way to like best say it. Like, I feel like there wasn't chemistry between them. Like, I feel like we didn't really see them like falling for each other. It was very much like, oh, we're stuck, we're forced proximity, we have to be together, and then bam, now it's like a sexual relationship, and then now we're saying we're in love. And I don't know. I don't know if I like 100% believe it. Like, there wasn't really any like pining or like tension in my opinion. Like, yeah, okay, there was like some pining, but it felt more of like a sexual nature and not really of a like love nature, if you will. I don't know, but I don't know. There is going to be a third book in this series, which I'm really excited about, because I think that is going to be following 7, which I'm definitely interested to see. And for some reason, I definitely felt like, I thought like Grave and Lucy, I felt like there might have been something there that we might see in the future as well. So I'm definitely interested to see what's going to happen with 7, and if Grave and Lucy end up getting together. I feel like that would be fun too. So I don't know, but now that I'm done with this, I finished it 10 minutes before I said, so like stunning. But now that I'm finished with this, I'm about to go to bed for the evening, and then tomorrow I will be starting the final book that I'm planning on reading for this video, which will be The Favorites by Lane Fargo, which I've been putting that book off. So I'm ready to just like go ahead, start it. I've been hearing super amazing things about it, so I'm hoping that I'm going to really enjoy it. So I will be starting that tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna go put my camera on the charger, and I'm going to go to bed. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys tomorrow once I've have started the favorites. Hello. Okay, so it is now the next morning and I have started the favorites. I have been reading this while I've been sitting here eating breakfast, and so far I'm like really enjoying this. Like, I feel like I can tell that I'm going to love this book. Like, I feel like from the first, I don't even know how many pages, I'm not very far in, from the first 26 pages, I'm feeling like this could be a 5-star. Like, I am really liking this so far. So I'm definitely interested to see how it's gonna go. It's giving like Daisy Jones in the 6 vibes, which is a 5-star read for me. But instead of being about a rock band, it's about figure skaters. And I fear I'm gonna be eating this up. I already am. Just the first like few chapters, I read the first like 4 chapters. It's told in like interview format as well as like chapter format, and so there's like chapters and interviews like mixed in. And so I'm on chapter 5, page 27, and yep, so far I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying this. So I wanted to give the update that I started it. I'll probably update you guys when I'm halfway, let you know how I'm feeling about it. And then, yeah, but I definitely feel like I'm probably about to sit here and read this in one sitting until I finish it because I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this so much. So I'm gonna probably go lay on the couch, get comfy, and read this some more. And obviously I will keep you guys updated as I make progress. And yeah, so talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hi friends, so here to report that we do indeed have a 5-star read. So the favorites, I loved this. This was so good to me. I enjoyed this so much. I was thinking like, how can you describe this? And it was so messy, it was raw, it was toxic, it was inspiring. Like, it was just a lot of things. If I had to give a comparison to books that I feel like people love that would make them possibly want to read this, I would definitely say a little bit of Magnolia Parks as far as like the toxicity and the storytelling of Daisy Jones and the Six with the documentary style, but the main female character of Carrie Soto is back. Yeah, because when I tell you Kat was literally like Carrie Soto. Like, I feel like Kat and Carrie Soto were so like reminiscent of each other. I feel like they would have been besties. Like, I don't know. And then even in like the acknowledgements, obviously Lane Fargo mentions Taylor Jenkins Reid as like a big inspiration for this book because she did take like a seminar from Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I feel like you can definitely tell with the story, with the way that it was told, but not in like a bad way, not like she was copying or anything like that, but like just the vibes and like the format of the story. And it was just so enjoyable. Like, I really liked this. I liked following Kat and Heath as they started out ice skating, some things that transpired between that, and then for them to still come together in the end, even though they were done so dirty. Yeah, I loved it. It was so good. Probably one of the better literary fiction books that I've read. It was so good. And like, it was a romance, but like it wasn't. Very similar to like Magnolia Parks, where it's like it is a romance but it's not. Yeah, I don't know, it's more of like a love story than it is a romance, and like it was so good. So if you have not picked up this book, I definitely recommend it. It was so good, and especially for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, fans of Carrie Soto is back, fans of literary fiction, fans of figure skating. Like, literally, it was so good. 5 stars to this. I literally cannot believe I was scared. I can't believe I put it off. Literally read it in one sitting. I started this book at like 8 a.m. It's now 4:30. Yeah, this book was so good. So good. I'm so happy that I read it. But with that being said, this is the last book that I was planning on reading for today's video. So that means that this video is officially over. In today's video, I did read some new releases, and I really enjoyed all of the books that I read. I am so happy that I was able to find a 5-star. I have been so excited about all the books that have been coming out this year, and I'm happy that I enjoyed the ones that I did read in this video. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these or if you're planning on reading any of these. I would love to talk about them in the comments, what you thought about them, if any of them were 5 stars, if we had any 5 stars in common. Like, I would just love to like chit chat about it in the comments. And if you have made it to this point in the video, leave the ice skate emoji in the comments. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social media linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.